500 subscribers. Thanks so much to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. I started back in late February and have been really surprised, to be honest, with just how quickly it has grown. I thought I'd take the time to explain a bit more about who I am, my professional and my personal background, so you know a bit more about me and build credibility, I guess, about what I share on the channel. At the end of the video, I'll also share a little bit about the back end of the channel and what it looks like with 500 subscribers. I know I love working with data and analytics, so perhaps some of you do too and might find it interesting. So hello, my name is Brent and I'm currently 27 years old. My upbringing was around a lot of different parts in New Zealand's North Island. I started out in Wanganui, that's where I was born, moved up to Palmerston North and later moved up to Hamilton. I got interested in finance and investing pretty young, around 12 years old, after reading Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad book. The contrarian view of wealth and the importance of building wealth, I guess, was what really piqued my interest in the subject. So that took me through to the end of high school when I was really fortunate to be given a scholarship to study finance at the National University of Singapore, which of course is in Singapore. I also spent half a year in Barcelona, which of course was a lot of fun too. So all up I spent around 4 years at university, which was an amazing experience. One class in particular stood out, and that was taught by a self-professed value investor. He was based out of Hong Kong and previously had taken his company public in the US, so he of course had a lot of money to invest, and value investing was something that he shared with us. I remember in one class he actually spoke for well over an hour on all the metrics he used to value Shake Shack, which was one of the companies that he was looking at the time. During university, I interned with ANZ here in Auckland, and in Singapore I worked with a shipping and commercial insurance broking firm. I also worked for a year with a venture capital firm in the medtech space during my final year project. And I guess after all of that, I got a job with a family office based in Singapore for a wealthy Indonesian family. While I was there, I was part of a team that undertook investments, divestments, and business development activities. On the buy side, I attended management presentations for a $300 million target in New Zealand that we were looking at the time, as well as due diligence on a range of other targets in Singapore, Malaysia. There was one in Thailand, Australia and New Zealand as well. So out of that experience, what I'll say is that a substantial number of New Zealand companies, the household names, are for sale at any one point in time. I also managed a lot of the process around the sale of an $8 million cafe chain in Singapore, as well as working in a business development capacity on a factory construction in Kuala Lumpur for one of our portfolio companies at the time. So this of course was all very exciting, with a large amount of exposure quite early on in my career. In 2019, my partner and I decided to move back to New Zealand, which in hindsight was really great timing with COVID and all that kind of thing going on. So right now I'm working in Auckland for a leading New Zealand financial institution, and my job really focuses around interest rates, fees, calculations, and all that kind of thing. So I guess that's all on the professional side of things. On the personal front, I've traveled to 26 countries. My birthday is uniquely on Christmas Day. I enjoy playing tennis and hiking, and I can't wait to go back on holiday to Asia to see it again and see all my friends over there. One of my favourite holidays was motorcycling from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi a few years back, and in terms of location, probably Langkawi in Malaysia, where I've gone to now I think 14 times. So yeah, that's a little bit more about who I am and my experience, I guess, in the finance domain, which of course is a focus for this channel. I'd love to share more about these experiences, and if any one of them sounded especially interesting, let me know down below in the comments and I'd be more than happy to share. So once again, thank you to everybody that has helped the channel get to this point. Hopefully by the end of this year we will hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, which would be just awesome. Now I'll step through some of the numbers I see on my end in the background for those of you that are interested. I enjoy watching the numbers and spotting trends of how they changed over time, so let's get into it. So this here is the YouTube Studio, which is how every YouTuber can track their analytics relating to their channels. On the left hand side you can see a number of different tabs you can view, the main ones being Dashboard and Analytics, which we'll get to shortly. This here is the dashboard, and the main things to see here are the most recently launched video and the number of subscribers. As you can see, my most recent video, which compared the cost of living in both Canada and New Zealand, it was ranked a relative third from my 10 previous uploads for the number of views. This is the main way of how I can tell whether a video was good or not, so having a lower number here is better. And of course on the right is the current number of subscribers, which is 557. Jumping into the Analytics tab, since I launched the channel I have had around 20,000 views and a watch time of 1500 hours. To translate that into months, you guys have watched my videos for a collective 2 months straight, which is crazy to think about. Or in other terms, for every minute since I launched the channel, you guys have spent around 20 to 30 seconds watching a video, night and day. If we scroll down, you can see my top performing videos. My Sharesies video has just passed 5,000 views. My cost of living video with Australia is sitting at around 3,700, and the other 3 videos here have all passed 1,000 views. As you can see, the topics are pretty varied, and you as the viewers seem to like all the topics I've explored so far, such as investing, credit cards, cost of living, and buying your first home. On the right hand side, you can see I've had around 550 views in the past 48 hours, which is pretty healthy for a channel of my size. Jumping across to content, I've had in total over 300,000 impressions, which is the number of times my video has appeared on someone's YouTube app. You can also see that roughly 4 out of every 100 impressions gets a click. However, this has been improving over time to between 6 and 9%, which again is pretty healthy. And for view duration, this has been sitting for a long time, between 4 and 5 minutes. Scrolling down, you can see the videos that have captured viewers' attention the best, and the ways people have found my content. 30% have searched for a keyword, like Sharesies or investing for example, while another 30% of views have come from appearing on someone's YouTube homepage. On audience, some of the more interesting things include the geography breakdown, which of course has New Zealand in the first position, and the times when my audience is most commonly online, which fits around the New Zealand day. Down the bottom, you can see that just under 90% of my audience hasn't subscribed to the channel, so if you wanted to be a part of this exclusive group, feel free to at the bottom right of your screen. Down a little bit more, you can see the age and gender of people that watch my channel. So as you can see, 80% of the viewers are male and only 20% are female. With creators such as Girls That Invest and the One Up project, I see these numbers improving over time. When we look at age, it doesn't really come as too much of a surprise. My age, of course, being the most common with 73% of viewers and a relatively older audience. It's good to see that there are some viewers between 18 and 24 years old who are looking for content in the finance space. And lastly is the research tab. However, this, as you can see, is pretty useless. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and once again, I'm hugely grateful to everybody that has subscribed to the channel or shared a positive comment. It isn't easy producing content like this, so I'm glad it has been useful for many of you. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, if you scroll down just a little, you'll see a square button with subscribe on it. If you click that, you'll be able to see all my future content. Thanks for watching, and as always, I look forward to catching you on the next one. Cheers.